Hey guys, hey, I want to teach you Blackbird by the Beatles. It's a cool song. Sounds really cool. There's a lot of stuff going on, it sounds like. But it's kind of a easier song to get a hold of because you're only messing with a couple strings. Most important part of this song is your right hand technique. Okay? So the song sounds a little bit like this. This is what we have to learn. That's what we have to learn before we even do anything with this song. Okay, we got to learn that before we do anything. So, how I want you to learn that is I don't want you to have your left hand on your guitar. Okay, just your right hand. There's 6 sounds there. That's what it sounds like without anything. Six sounds. Sound number 1, your thumb squeezing string 5. Your number 2 finger is squeezing string 2. Sound 1. Sound 2, your pointer finger's hitting string 3. Sound 3 is your number 2 finger hitting string number 2 again. Sound number 4 is your thumb hitting string 5. Sound number 5 is your number 2 finger hitting string 2 again. Sound number 6 is your number 1 finger hitting string 3, and you're done. Okay, that's it. You just stop and practice. You have to get that down to where you can do that because this whole song depends on that pattern. You got to have that pattern down. So stop and practice that pattern to where you can get it and just do it over and over. As soon as you get that, come on back. Okay? Playing the song, we're going to start with our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 6th string. We're going to squeeze the 6th string with our thumb and the 2nd string with our 2nd finger. Listen. There's our 1st finger on that 3rd string. Next sound, you're going to squeeze the 5th string with your thumb and the 2nd string with your 2nd finger. Your 1st finger over here is going on the 2nd fret. Sounds like this. So your thumb is going from the 6th string to the 5th string. It should stay on the 5th string for most of the song from this point on. But it starts out on the 6th and goes to the 5th. The next chord is this one. It's where we get a slide. This is the cool part, so this is the fun part. Learn that. Right here, we're putting our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, 4th finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. We're squeezing the 2, and then we're just taking those and we're sliding them. Your pinky's going to hit the 12th fret. Your 2nd finger will be on the 10th fret. So right here, you don't have a gap in between your fingers. This is a gap, having one of these frets in between. You start with no gap. But when you land it, there's a gap there. So that's in your mind. No gap, gap. That no gap is going to come up in the next section when we learn it. So that's what that means. When I say no gap, there's no gap. And there's a gap there. Okay? Next piece. So the next piece is this part. Okay, so this is kind of cool. we're going to start with our second finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Our thumb's going to be there on that 5th string on our right hand. Left hand, second finger, 5th string, 3rd fret. We're going to put our pinky on the 2nd string, 5th fret. Okay? That's what it's going to sound like. Of course, our first finger on that 3rd string. What's that? So we're doing 2 things here. One thing is, well, 3 things. We're moving our 4 things. We're moving our 2nd finger up 1 fret. One thing. We're picking up our pinky. That's the 2nd thing we're doing, and we're dropping our 1st finger down on the 1st string, 3rd fret. I'm going to show you the last thing here in a second, but I'm going to walk you through that. We're going to move up with our 2nd finger, 1 fret. As we do that, we pick up our pinky and we put our 1st finger down here on this 3rd fret on the 1st string. What we have to do a little bit different with our right hand here is usually our 2nd finger covers the 2nd string. For this song, we're going to use that same finger for the 1st string. Typically, you're going to learn that with a different finger. I ain't teaching you that for this song. We'll learn that down the road. For this song, at that moment, your 2nd finger is going to cover that 1st string when you drop down here. So here we go. See that? Then we're going to put our fingers, we're going to slide up 1 fret, but put our pinky back where it was with that gap there. So, see what we did there? We're back down here. But do it again. Drop. So you drop twice in a row here. Drop, gap, drop, no gap. So this finger here through that whole phrase moves up 1 fret at a time. Your pinky's going to lift up every other one as your number 1 finger hits that fret. So drop, drop, land with your 7th fret with your 2nd finger on the 5th string, and with your pinky on the 8th fret, 2nd string. See, there's no gap there. They're just right there. So we're going to go. Here's our pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to take this, at that point, we're going to take this finger, move it down 1 fret, and do our pattern again. So it'll sound like this. That phrase. Okay, we got that. Now this piece is the opposite of when we came up with the drop. Gap, drop, gap, drop. So here, there's a gap, drop, gap. So now we're going backwards with that. Gap, drop, gap. This finger right here moves 1 fret at a time coming up that system and 1 fret going down. Watch, watch. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, kind of neat. So, we're at this. Just pull your pinky down. Do your pattern. If you notice there's no gap in between here at this moment, slide them both down. See that? Okay, so what that was, drop the pinky down one, both. Now drop the pinky down 1 fret and lift your second finger off the 5th string, but still hit it with your right hand. Drop your pinky 1 more fret, but this time take your thumb and hit the 4th string. See, it sounds like this. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Anyways, that's what that sounds like. Start over. Okay, start over. So that's that section. It's tough. Just get through it. Take your time, get through it. Best way for me to remember is the gap, no gap, gap, no gap as you're coming down those things. It's just in my head how I remember that. You have another section that sounds like this. Okay, so what that is, this is pretty much the last section you have to learn for the whole song. We're going to start same strings we've been messing with, 5th string and 2nd string. 5th string, our 2nd finger is on the 8th fret. Our pinky, our 4th finger is on the 2nd string on the 10th fret. Gap. See the gap? We're going to move our number 2 finger down 1 fret again. Our pinky is going to land with no gap. What? See that? So we start with the gap, no gap, move 2 frets, no gap, move 2 frets, gap, 2 frets, gap. See that? Gap, no gap, no gap, 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 no gap. See that? Your pattern here is pretty similar the whole song. Your gap here is pretty similar the whole song. You know, gap, no gap. It's a cool pattern. Then do this. This is that same thing we learned. There is another part of that song, but you've already learned it. So it sounds like this. So it's just your beginning, gap, pinky down, 4th string. Okay, got it covered there. Got it covered there. Let's see here. Drop. Drop, drop, both, kind of cool. Then the other piece comes in. And what is that? There. Okay, so that's basically the song. That's basically the song. So, get over there. Learn that the best you can. I do the best I can teaching that, but learn that the best you can. And gosh, if that ain't a song you could just sit and play, over and over and over. Really cool song. Cool right hand technique. Coming up down the fretboard with your left hand, kind of fun stuff. And what a cool song the Beatles wrote. So there's Blackbird. Let me know. If you got any questions, ask. Good luck with it all, and have fun playing that song. Good luck.